Whew, can't believe it, bro. The halvening's almost here, man. Can you believe it? It's been almost 4 years already.
The happening? What's the happening?
The Bitcoin halvening. You know what I'm talking about.
The Bitcoin? What? What are you talking
You
about?
don't know what the halvening is?
No,
when
man.
Bitcoin gets cut in half, we all get filthy rich.
What's that? What are you talking?
Whoa!
Genius!
Half-halfing it up. Happens every 4 years, so I'm stacking it up. Let your gang, yeah, I'm backing it up. A lot of miners got rigs and they packing them up. 210,000 blocks, then that bitch get cut in half. Satoshi algorithm getting harder to solve, and that all-time high's getting harder to call.
It's the happening, dog. It's the happening. That's what's happening. It's the happening.
It's the happening.
It's the happening, dog. It's the happening.
You better learn about the past for that shit get cut in half. Hey, Bitcoin break it down, Bitcoin break it down. Cause 21 million, there ain't enough to go around. Bitcoin break it down, Bitcoin break it down. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. Yup, Bitcoin break it down, Bitcoin break it down. Cause 21 million, there ain't enough to go around. Bitcoin break it down, Bitcoin break it down. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. It's the happening.
So there's some dude named Satoshi that nobody knows. Made 21 million coins with some weird ass code. And if I wanna send money, it's like 27 digits. And my money disappears if a single letter's missing.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how it works, yeah.
Huh. Okay, I'm in. Hell yeah, I'm about to stack up some coins. If you still don't understand, let me get straight to the point.
It's the happening, dog. It's the happening. That's what's happening. It's the happening.
It's the happening.
It's the happening, dog. It's the happening.
You better learn about the past for that shit get cut in half. Hey, Bitcoin break it down, Bitcoin break it down. Cause 21 million, there ain't enough to go around. Bitcoin break it down, Bitcoin break it down. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. Yup, Bitcoin break it down, Bitcoin break it down. Cause 21 million, there ain't enough to go around. Bitcoin break it down, Bitcoin break it down. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. It's the happening.
Yeah, man, I did it, bro. I bought a bunch of Bitcoin. I'm stoked.
Really, bro? That wasn't financial advice, man. It's all just speculation. You should know that.
What?
Alright, let's see if this actually works here. I'm not sure. We're going to test it. We're going to test it and see if I'm working. So I know there's a little bit of the delay. There's a little bit of a delay. But I think we can handle that delay. Someone tell me in the chat, how are we doing today if this is working? I'm going to pause and wait to see if I have some type of audio here and that we are in a good place. Oh, perfect. We are live. Let's go, guys. What is going on, everybody? Man, this is my second stream. I'm going to figure this out eventually, and I will get better at it. I promise you guys. I promise you I will get better at this. This is your boy, Christian Israel, and you are tuned into the New Creation Capital Podcast. We are live. It is Wednesday, May 13th. And this is a place where we discuss what happens in the world today, where we talk about stories that focus on current events, the stock market, and digital assets. Where we go one, we go all. This is a new you, a new future, and a new creation. What is going on, guys? It is good to hear you. It is good to see you. Let's see here. We got John in the chat. We got But Seriously in the chat. Let's see who else is in the chat. Chrome Crypto was in the chat. And let's see. I'm going to shut my door here. And I think we are good to go. Yeah, it's all good, man. I'm trying there, but seriously, I am trying. I will figure this out one day soon. I think every Wednesday I'm going to go live and I will get this. I'm messing with this new system called OBS, which creates it and puts everything together. So I have to actually stream this on my phone in my ear because I don't have all this audio to rehear myself. So I'm messing with the different settings and stuff. So it's good that I've actually figured this out. So just to let you guys know what's going on, Mr. Ryan, just to let you guys know right off the jump, I want to do some type of giveaway today, and I think we're going to do 50 XRP if we get 50 likes. So I think that's what we're going to do. What do you guys think? I think that's a good idea. So if we get 50 likes today, I will do that. And this tonight is really just about diving into crypto. Some of the actual, altcoins today. So right now we got some Bitcoin moving. I know there's been some trading in the Telegram group, guys. If you are not a part of the Telegram group already, jump in and figure this out with me, because we got some good people in the group, and I think it's just strange actually having a conversation when I can't hear or see, because some of you guys know that on Friday nights and Sunday nights I actually do a Zoom chat, right? So I do a straight Zoom chat, but I can see everybody and see what's going on. Right now I'm literally talking to 3 screens in my room, so this is a little weird for me, but we will figure it out, guys. How was your trading today? Did you guys trade today? It's weird because I speak and then I have to wait for a response. It's like a 30-second delay. So how are you guys doing? Is everybody doing okay? Let me know in the chat how you are doing. Hopefully you are doing well. I know I've had some trading today. I know we got in some trades earlier tonight. For some people, I have been in a trade. Let me zoom this out so you guys can see this just a little bit better. This, by the way, is just the Bitcoin chart right here. And I'm going to get the audio here. So the reason I have this up, what you see right here is the Fibonacci sequence from May 7th down to the May 9th dump. This is the pre-halvening dump, by the way. And we have actually hit right here in the golden pocket. So I have been trading this up. And then I'm just trying to decide if I want to get in here. Didn't trade, waiting for the Fed to speak. I know, but seriously, I heard the Fed speak earlier today. What do you actually, oh, good. Let's see. Chrome Crypto, 2.5 profit today, percent profit. Great job. John Giz, 2 trades a day, doing great. That's awesome. But seriously, you're waiting for the Fed to speak. Why don't you give me a little more info about that? What are you looking for? What are you thinking? I'd like to know. Let us all know. This is a nice little group chat where I want to kick it with you guys and just let me know. Because right now, if you guys don't know much about the Fibonacci, right, the golden pocket on a retracement is 6.8 to 6.5. And that is right here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this so you guys can see. I'm going to get rid of that VPVR over here. Mainly so, let's see, let me get rid of this so we can see more of the screen. So if you guys see here, this right here, I'm going to get rid of that too. They did. Markets are uncertain and things are starting to sell off. Yes, they are. And we're going to dive into that too. I'm going to dive into that and show you guys that I kind of said once we get to the 0.702, it should roll over on itself if it doesn't break. And I think I discussed that in my groups. I've discussed that on past Zooms because we have to see what the markets are doing in order to kind of gauge what crypto may or may not do. What is the golden pocket? Okay, the golden pocket is 6.8 to 6.5. Okay, that is literally right here in this area. If I bring up a box here, let me bring you a box. So this right here, that's 6.8, 6.1. This is the golden pocket on a retracement. Okay, so in the Fibonacci sequence, if we zoom this down, you go sometimes here. Let's draw from the top. Let's start over. I will show you. Let's start over. We're going to get rid of all this other crazy stuff on the chart. Let's get rid of it all, shall we? What do you guys think? We're going to get rid of all this crazy stuff, and we're focused just on this Fibonacci. Okay, this is just the 4-hour, and we're even going to get rid of that because that's just a little indicator for me, okay? So if you go over here, I know you guys can't see it, but if you go on your side tool, you can get the Fibonacci. It's called the Fibonacci retracement, okay? I think it's right here. You should be able to see it, all right? When I will go from the swing high, which is right there, touch and bring it down to the swing low, okay? Now, this is important because the Fibonacci basically is saying it's kind of like the gold number, the golden ratio for everything. So when you go from the swing high, swing low, you're looking for a couple things in a retracement. A lot of crypto is 0.702 is normally a rejection point or a breakthrough point. So when you have 0.618 or 0.65 right here, you can see this if I zoom in for you. Okay, right here in this box area right here, you can get a lot of trading done right here. A lot of times if this doesn't break through, you can kind of just short it back down to the 0.5 on the Fibonacci, okay? So this is just a little intro, but I actually put in the chat today that I was going to hit a short at between 93.50 and 93.50. I did that, and I actually traded when it touched back to the 618. So I had a nice little $80 swing there to try to make a little bit of profit. I'm not a guy who tells anybody who hasn't traded before to leverage trade. You could just buy crypto, sell crypto, right? I don't leverage trade on high leverage. I think it's too risky. I think it's like being at a roulette table, and it's just, honestly, it's not worth the risk while you're learning. I know there's a guy in our group, Lee. Ryan put some good information out. John put some good information out. Chrome Crypto is in the group, man. So I don't know where you're from, but seriously, but if you're in our Telegram group, man, it's an awesome place to be. It's in the description. Check it out. We definitely share a lot of information there. And even Ryan today put an awesome chart in and did a verbal breakdown of it. And this is actually, Ryan was talking about a 50% retracement, stuff like that. So this is kind of the area he was talking about, this candle wick on the daily. He actually broke it down on the daily today, which was pretty awesome of him. He had some great TA here. And if you just look, it kind of retouched right about there and broke down. So we're going to go over that, the kind of basics of trading, because Fibonacci is the next stop. You just joined earlier? Awesome, man. That's cool. Craps is more of my table. You rolling that 6-8. So what I want to break down today is kind of wait on you guys to ask me questions, because this isn't, there's a little delay here, right? So since there's a little delay, I will speak and wait for you guys to catch up. So what I want to talk today is basically about altcoins and the altcoin market, okay? But before we do that, did you guys see this article right here? I'm going to share some article with you. I just posted this on my Twitter. It says here, viral video claims Adam Back is Satoshi Nakamoto, okay? And I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but it says here that Adam Back is the British C++ coder, can easily fit the profile of the Bitcoin inventor, and certainly has the skills. He is also known for pioneering the use of ultra-compact code with his 3-line RSA and Perl signature file and non-exportable t-shirts to protest cryptography export regulations. So I just think this is interesting. I'm not going to break it down too much, but they have an email in here. You know what I will do? Here's what I'll do, guys. If you're curious, I'll share this with you later. But he put something in here very interesting to read for your B Money page. I'm getting ready to release a paper that expands your ideas into a complete working system. Adam Back, hashcash.org, noticed the similarities and pointed me to your site. So basically, this is an email from Satoshi Nakamoto to We Day. It looks like maybe We Day. CC Satoshi Nakamoto, subject citation of your B Money page. So this basically is kind of talking about, what's up, Lee? Welcome to the group, my man. This basically is talking about, let's see here. Until now, somewhat obscure email is, in our view, clear evidence that Adam Black is not Satoshi Nakamoto. So I just wanted to show this to you. He's not, but I just think it's interesting because you got somebody like a Craig Wright, and now this guy. But I think it's crazy because Adam Black doesn't claim to be Satoshi Nakamoto. Who do you think Satoshi Nakamoto is? You guys let me know that. I've got other information in here as well. I'm going to, until you guys start asking me questions in the chat, I'm going to keep going over some news. Some more news that I found out. This is some XRP news. Let's see. Lee says, what's up? But seriously says, so I'll just throw this out there. I'm interested in learning the basic principles and tools of TA as I anticipate Bitcoin and therefore XRP to drop. When it does, I plan to grab more altcoins. Okay. You think it's David Schwartz. That's interesting. You know why I think it's interesting? But seriously, because David Schwartz says when he was working at the NSA, he came across a code that the Bitcoin code, which was what he created, started building the Ripple platform off of, and XRapid and all that because of what he saw in Bitcoin. So he states that he saw Bitcoin on the dark web, which made him interested, is why he is the CTO of Ripple now. So that's an interesting thought. Let's see. Lee says the Rothschild family or the U.S. federal government is Satoshi. That's pretty good too. The Rothschilds, man, the Rothschilds are deep in everything, right? We know that they started banking back with the British folk back in the 1400s, and they control a lot. They are behind a lot. In fact, they are probably behind all of these companies right here. I don't know that, but I think they probably are. And here's something. These are, by the way, are all XRP and all Ripple partners here. And it says, in-depth finality, the global blockchain payment system backed by NASDAQ, 14 global banks. So you know that NASDAQ is going to start using the R3 platform to move all the derivatives and all the money. And we all know that. So NASDAQ here, Santander Bank, State Street Bank in New York, UBS, Barclays, Bank of New York, Mellon. All these guys are XRP and Ripple things. Also, by the way, we'll talk about this, the JP coin versus United States coin. I think that's big because you guys know, right? JP Morgan just said, hey, we're going to allow our customers to buy Bitcoin, right? And that's crazy because we know that Jamie Dimon was buying Bitcoin 4 years ago. We also know that JP Morgan has a stable coin they're trying to run through their system. So I'm just going to put it out there. The only reason, and this is all speculative based on information, right? So an education speculative statement, right, is all based on the fact that they're moving JP Morgan's coin, so they want their people to be able to buy cryptocurrency and buy these other things that are wrapping behind it so they can start to use that. That's just me. They're already in the space, and they just bought all the Bitcoin so they can move it how they want to. So that's that article. So let's jump first into some basic charting. So to answer let's see who we got. But seriously, statement or question about altcoins. It says, hold on, what'd you say? Yes, the Rothschilds are owners of many central banks, including the Fed. So, right, the Federal Reserve, man, they're not even I won't even go into that. I'll have to talk about that another time. I guess we're going to stream. This is going to be a nice long stream anyway. So, I think it's interesting because the Federal Reserve, of course, started in 1911. Really, that started, I guess, in a back room on Jekyll Island, right, where they all went to meet each other, decided how they were going to do it, figure it out. They had to meet secretively. If you haven't seen the thing pinned to the top of my Twitter, right? My Twitter, by the way, is @NewCreationCap. If you haven't seen the thing pinned to it, that guy really breaks down how the whole Federal Reserve is and following the dollar and how the Federal Reserve basically is a scam because it's backed by nothing and used by nothing, especially since 1971 when President Nixon took us off the gold standard. So I just think that's all interesting. But let's dive into this chart real quick. By the way, is this screen okay for you guys to see? I created this nice little template. Try to put the live chat in there. Try to put like, comment, subscribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel right now. Every single video that's not a live stream that gets 50 comments in there, I will be giving away 50 XRP. And then I just gave away a Ledger Nano S, okay? But the guy has not claimed it yet. So if he doesn't claim it by Sunday, on Monday I'll give it out again to the video that has the most comments from that point on. So I'm just trying to give stuff away. Mainly, it's not to really get, because every video on here is not monetized. Every single video I use copyright stuff all over the place. So my YouTube channel will never make any money whatsoever. The way that I get joy is by letting you guys know how to make money in this business, giving you guys some XRP. So those who are afraid to buy it, or maybe you can't afford it, right? This is an easy way to kind of get it. And then a ledger, to get a ledger, because as Zombie likes it, Crypto Zombie likes to say, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. So you put your ledger, you put your XRP or your Bitcoin, whatever you purchase that you're not trading with, throw it on the ledger, and then you don't have to worry about the exchanges shutting down, because we know, right, Coinbase has been locking down and shutting down every time there's a pump or a dump. Okay, so speaking of, I'm going to start this all over again. You see all this craziness here, right? This is a crazy, crazy chart, and we're going to start this chart all over. So this right here, guys, is the altcoin market with excluding Bitcoin, okay? It says, yes, if you go back further into Freemasons, Knights of Templar, etc. Sorry, I'll stop. No. But seriously, no, for real. I can go all the way back. How about this? Lucius Trust. You know, that is connected directly to the UN. And I'll talk this, directly connected to the UN, which is directly connected to the WHO, which is also connected to the Catholic Church, which is also connected to IBM, which is also connected to the Stellar Coin. You want me to keep going? I can keep going with you right there. But seriously, I'm there, man. I am all about that stuff. Knowing deep knowledge is important. If you guys haven't seen Out of the Shadows or the 10-part series Fall of Cabal, it is a great show to watch, and I'll say that. I think there is a way of putting the chat on your screen. Would be easier for us to watch what you're doing in the chat at the same time. I will do that. I will try to figure that out. I'm still trying to mess with this and see how it is. Maybe I can make the chat smaller because the chat's on the screen. I had to make a little box for it. So I will figure that out next time. Every Wednesday will get better, but you guys with your feedback really helps because I plan on this being a little. I don't plan on this group ever really getting large. That's what the Telegram group is for. I think the Telegram group's got 30-something people in it, right? And so we chat and trade there all single day. Here is just a place for people to learn, not in the Zoom chat where they don't want their face out there, right? And they just want to ask questions in the chat, and I can break it down. So, yeah, by the way, yeah. The chat is in the bottom right of the screen. You should be able to see where it says live chat. So, just make it bigger. What, you want the chat bigger or you want the screen bigger, John? Okay, so this is the altcoin market cap. Okay, this goes all the way back. We're going to log this chart so you can see it. This goes all the way back to April 14th, okay? So what this is this were all the altcoin moving by the market cap, the total amount of it without Bitcoin being included. Okay, so we can see here, if we just look at this spike here, right? And this is important because we're going to figure out the cycles. This spike here, by the way, is when Bitcoin went to 20,000, okay? So I just want to lay over this real quick so you can see. I'm going to lay over Bitcoin for you. Okay, let's talk, by the way. Do you know, but seriously, do you know this platform that I am on right now? How about that? Do you know TradingView platform? Let me know. Whoever has questions, that's the questions I'm going to ask. I'm just going to put that out there. But why I do this is, again, this is the altcoin market cap without BTC, but I'm going to lay the Bitcoin Brave New Coin over it. So if I go up here and click compare, right, and I type in BLX, you'll see it. It says Brave New Liquid Coin Index. This is basically a compilation of all the Bitcoin across the board, of all the information. And when I sit it there, it becomes a blue line and it lays over. So this Bitcoin here, okay, perfect. So I'm going to help you walk through that. So this blue line here, by the way, these are all candle closes. Whenever you see the candles here, line is what you see. When you see the line, that means it's a candle. That means there are no wicks involved, right? So if you zoom in real quick, you can see the wicks here, right? There are no wicks involved when you do the line, okay? I think that's important to understand. There are no wicks when you do the line. So this is the line chart strictly. Blue is Bitcoin, right? These are all the altcoins. So I think it's important to see this. You see that there's a difference here in how it moves. It moves up just a little bit. As the altcoins rise, so does Bitcoin. But you see how Bitcoin took off? And this is important to understand. Let's see. Zanspan, what's your view on WRX and the whole Indian population adopting blockchain? Oh, man. Oh, Indian, not Native American, right? You're referring to Indian as in the country. I think that's awesome. I think that is awesome, actually, because I know they just had their crypto regulation go through. The banks are in India right now fighting it. They're trying to fight it right now, but we know behind the scenes, man, everything's got to go digital. I say it like this: if you don't go digital, you're going to be Blockbuster. You're going to go out of business. Not to mention, everyone's in debt right now. We got a possible debt jubilee coming up. So I think it's important to see that we might have all the governmental debt wiped out, which is why you see all these governments spending a crazy amount of money, because I think worldwide we go back to a gold standard. Without getting too much into detail, Russia and China have been going to go into the gold standard for a long time, which is why the digital yuan is launching next week, and might actually be this week. I think it's the 15th or the 25th. So I think that's crazy to understand that the IMF, right, the International Monetary Fund, they moved their SDRs, which are special drawing rights, is based off the dollar, the value of the dollar. So the IMF is built around the US dollar now. I don't know really how that directly happened, because I know the IMF comes from the UN. So I'm not sure the background of that connection. I will have to look into that. But the special drawing rights, the SDRs, which are given around the countries, which I talked about in a video of mine. You know what? Let's see here. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show this to you. I'm going to show that to you real quick. Let's see here. Okay. I want you to see this. Let's see. Here you go. So this has to deal with, I got a link here. I think it will be right here. So the special drawing rights are important with the stablecoin and CBDC. Now this plays out with India as well, but they were not immediately discussed in this. Okay. Let's see. Wix referred to where the price got. Yep. So, but seriously, Chrome Crypto is absolutely right. The Wix represent that. So the USD is the trade. It is currently the trade currency, Ryan. I agree. But it was backed by the petrodollar, which used to be backed by gold. So we saw what just happened. I mean, that was with the idea that oil, right, was supposed to be scarce, kind of like gold, but it's not scarce. We saw it crashed at minus $35, and they were paying you to take money off, right, or take the oil away. So I think that's interesting. Let's see, fun chat and hangout. What's up, cronies, Chrome, and everyone? Yeah, what's going on, guys? So this is kind of the system that we're building to with the stable coin, right? So this here, if you see, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this might be the coin that you are referring to right there. This is SDR, special drawing rights. This is the IMF moving coins to everybody here, as you can see. Then it breaks down to the powers. Now, this is just my opinion, but I believe this is the U.S. and this is China. These are all the separate countries that move around. They are together. So China is able to compete with some of the main countries. So this could be Europe. This could be some of the other countries and main ones here. I'm not going to break this in too detail. I go into like an hour podcast. The podcast is this one. If you guys want to go see me a full breakdown, that's right here. It's episode 43, called The Big Plan, Connecting the Dots, XRP, XLM, Hedera Hashgraph, the IMF, and stablecoins. So go watch this, man. This might be one of my most viewed videos so far, because I really, really break down not only that chart, but how stablecoins will move across the pattern. So in other words, these are some of the 5 major countries. Again, America, United States, and I think this is Russia. And so it's kind of how the special drawing rights move with the dollar being the USD. And that's just a whole chat that I can go on a whole rant. But let me go back to my original thing real quick. And if you want to dive more into that, let me know. I will dive more into that area. But I could go on a whole geeky thing here, but I don't want to do that right at this moment. Unless you guys want me to. This is really about you guys, so you let me know. So again, this is the altcoin market cap. The blue is Bitcoin. These are the altcoins, okay? And I think it's important to see, as Bitcoin moved, the altcoins do move, but what I want you to notice here is when Bitcoin moved here in the beginning, this is 2017. I know you guys, if you were in this space in 2017, this was the amazing run. This was the crazy run here, right? This was so crazy that I got into this space right about here. Okay, Bitcoin was at about $1,500 when I got in. So where was it at? Yeah, about here. About this time actually, 2017, I got in this space and I bought my first Bitcoin, sets of Bitcoin here. I bought some XRP here back then. I think people were calling it the banker's coin, right? And all that. So this is crazy. But when Bitcoin was moving, you see here, the altcoins didn't really budge. And I think this is important to see to answer your question, but seriously. So when Bitcoin began to move, kind of how we see it now, altcoin doesn't really move. Once Bitcoin hit a first top here, right at $3,000, it cooled off and retouched. Let's see here if I can zoom into this. We're going to do some basic TA here. When it retouched, let's draw here, right? It came down, and we're going to look at this area right here, okay? This area right here. So you had its first takeoff. This is March 2017, 3 years ago. It's moving together. Then you began to have this little move and a settle. So that first move here, okay, that first move right here, it moved together, kind of how it's doing right now, okay? Then Bitcoin took off from 2,000 to 3,000. So it grew, what was that, 33%? I'm sorry, 50%. It did a 50% growth. During that 50% growth, so that would be like 8,000, 9,000 now to 13,000, okay? Or 9,000 to 14,500, 15, which actually people are talking, right? People are thinking we're going to have a $15,000 target right now. You're hearing that. That's the next step. Very similar to what this is right here. Altcoins, so that's Ethereum, XRP, and all the other ones that were back then, all the other, look at this. They're stagnant. They did not move. And once Bitcoin came back down and retouched that previous level right there, if you guys can see that, that's when the altcoins popped. Okay? Now, I'm going to try to zoom into there real quick so you can see that a little bit better. Oop. See that just a little bit better. Okay? Again. Here we go. Okay? So this is a zoom in. So you see Bitcoin is moving in 2017. Okay? Bitcoin's moving up. The altcoin's steady. And that's the altcoin market cap, right? So you're still looking at 2.4 billion and Bitcoin is sitting at 1,000 at this time. So it's nice and low. But as they move, right, as Bitcoin moves, Bitcoin's kind of the leader of the pack right now. As it moves, right, it took a while. What is this? 1 month, literally April. Look at that. That means altcoins did not move. The market cap did not move. It stayed steady. And as Bitcoin steadily rose and got some information, right? And then once Bitcoin grew by 50%, this is the 50% mark right here, the first 50% mark, then you saw a gain with the altcoins. As Bitcoin grew and grew and grew and got to the point where it already grew almost 100%, right? Look at this. They get real close to almost the same point. At that point, people saw the growth Bitcoin was having, right? So say Bitcoin hits 20,000 or something like that now, saw the growth having, and then people put their money into Bitcoin and out of the altcoins. And you see that right here. The money goes into Bitcoin, Bitcoin shoots up, altcoins drop. See that? So you see that wick here means the lowest it was at 12.8 billion at that point. The highest, 20 billion. So about, what is that? 5% difference there. But Bitcoin went from 1843 to 2400. And then it settled back down for a retest. And we'll go over that. There's always a retest. And then look, we had a repeat. See this? We had a repeat. Look, still again. Okay? Look at that. Repeat. Still again as Bitcoin retested and took off to 3,000. So it went from 2,000 to 3,000, guys. So that's a 50% increase. So again, when this started, these were here. It was 1,000. So you had a 3x from March of 2017 to June of 2017. That means it increased March, April, May, June, right? So over 3.5, 4 months, it increased 3x. That was pretty. That's a pretty quick move. The altcoins, though, during that time stayed across. Why is there a retest? Okay, here's why there's a retest. think of it like this, right? If you put air in a tire, but seriously, right? If you keep putting air in the tire and you never let any out, what's eventually going to happen to that tire, right? The tire is going to pop. The tire is going to pop. And so, therefore, then it just explodes. That's what you hear the word bubble, right? If we're talking in terms of the market, the easiest way to say that is along the lines of people just take profits, right? I mean, are you not taking profit? If you bought 10 Bitcoin here, right? So you spent $10,000 and bought 10 Bitcoin, all right? And then 4 months later, your Bitcoin has tripled. Now you've got 30,000. Would you not take profits? Yeah, you take profits. Okay, so you take your profit here, rebuy here, right? That's a perfect trade. Boom, sell it at 25, buy back in at 2,000. Okay, perfect. That's what, 2,000 minus 500? Is that 20%, right? That's a 20% drop. Okay, I'll take that. You rebuy back in. Now you've got more Bitcoin, and it shoots back up. Now, this is easy. This is also called Elliott wave, all right? I'm not going to go too deep into the Elliott wave theory here. I'm not going to go crazy deep. But the impulse wave, we'll call that's sort of a wave. That can't be. It's going to kind of be like this, actually. It's got to be 5 waves. So if we do a small wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this was actually, yeah, that's, well, no. Let me see here. Let me zoom out. Because this is 5 here. This is your 5 wave. All right. So this moves in waves. So Elliott wave theory means you move up, you move down, you move up, you move down. That is the simple answer to it. Okay. Let's get this right. And then if we were to take this, so this is just the simplicity of the wave. I know there's a lot more breakdown of this, but it kind of moves in a 5-wave structure before correction. And I think that's important. So when you got an impulse wave up 1, you're going to have a cool down. Then you're going to pulse up 3, going to have a cool down, and then you can have 4. This is actually not right because 3 is always, this is probably right. The 3 wave is always longer than the 1 wave. It cannot be shorter. So let's just say this is it. I'm not now breaking this down completely correct, but this is close enough, right? So this is kind of the waves you move in. So if I show you here from March to December, that's the impulse. So in March of 2017, Bitcoin was $972. And then, what is that? 9 months later, it's at $1,800. It's at $2,000. I mean, if we're doing an increase here, just to kind of show you, let's do a date and a price range. Just to show you. That says over 267 days, right? Bitcoin increased 6,316%. At that point in time, everybody took profit, right? Every single person took profit. Let me get rid of this so you can see just Bitcoin, right? Everybody took profit here because if you bought in right here in March. Let's move this wave here. This wave structure is completely incorrect by me. Don't pay attention. That wave structure is not right at all. I'm going to delete that because that wave structure is making me unhappy. My OCD is kicking in. Okay? But basically, you have to know when to take profits because look how fast this happened. Okay? Now, if we were to get rid of Bitcoin, if we were to get rid of just the Bitcoin and show you the alt market cap, okay? Let's go just the alt market cap on its own. How much did it grow? How much did it grow from that same point period? Okay? It grew 432%. It did the same thing. It grew that fast. But if we really look at the impulse, right, this is where it started. See that? It came down. So that's from July of 2017 till January 2018. But really, the real impulse, guys, is right about here. This is where it really, really, really went parabolic. And that's October 17th to January 18th. This is 3 months, 4 months. October, November, December. 3 months. 828%. The altcoin market cap. Okay, so that's the total market cap of the coins. So I think this is important to see because if we put it with Bitcoin, here, let me do this. If we put it with the actual altcoin market cap, if we go total one, let's see, here we go. This is the total market cap. Okay, this is with Bitcoin. It's not much different. It really isn't. The difference is the Bitcoin dominance. And so if we zoom in all the way to the day, now this is what I want you to see, right? Because that's back then. So let's go to now. This is the altcoin was kind of working with the other. This is the China pump. Everything moved. And then you have the separation between the two. And I think this is important to see. So we're going to look at this specifically now. Okay, we're going to look directly at the market cap now. Actually, let's do this. Specifically, Brave New Coin. We're going to break down how this works in cycles. And okay, now I don't want to break down a 4-year cycle and the bull run stuff. You guys seen all that. It's pretty easy. If I do Bitcoin bull, type in Bitcoin bull cycle, we should get some images here, and I will show you guys these images. This is the easiest way to break it down. Okay, I'm going to open this in a new tab. All right, so this is easier than me breaking it down. So in 2012 here, right, you have the bottom. Then you have the first halving. And I'm sure you guys have seen this all over. The China pump was in early 2019. It was, how do I explain that? Easiest way is to say manipulation. I can't, I know if there's a Bitcoin maximalist in here, they're gonna get on me about that. But when Bitcoin, it's like 51% plus, Lee, I know you just studied this, so let me know if I'm wrong. 51% to 70% or something like that. 51% of the mining machines are in China. And so that means most of Bitcoin is controlled by China. And then you got Russia and Kazakhstan that control some of the other mining, right? So it's just, and then you had Mt. Gox, and there's just been so many other things in this whole space because it's not very mature yet. And now that you're seeing some of this, like the JP Morgans get involved, some of the larger hedge funds get involved, I think you will see some more of that. So, yeah, I mean, it could be a 51% attack. I could see that. I have some personal views about the long-term longevity, and what I mean by long-term longevity of Bitcoin is 15, 20 years down the road. Where will Bitcoin really be? Because, yeah, there are only 21 million of them, but unless you got into this space, honestly, 8 years ago, there's not too many people who are going to be millionaires off Bitcoin now, right? I don't know how many people in my group, in this chat right now, how many of you guys can buy 10 or more Bitcoin right now and not even flinch, right? I don't think that, and that's, if you bought 10 Bitcoin right now, you'd have close to $100,000 worth. So then if it goes to this $1 million mark that you keep hearing about by 2025, right, then you got $10 million. But if you can buy, $100,000 worth of Bitcoin right now, are you really hurting? You probably got some good money. I know there was Da Vinci. If you guys aren't familiar with Da Vinci, he said he was going to sell his house. He was going to sell his house to buy more Bitcoin. And that's cool. He believes in it. I mean, I believe in XRP and some other coins. Bitcoin, I don't know how I feel about it. Let me guys know what you guys feel about it. It's not really about how I feel. How do you guys feel about Bitcoin? Let's see here. But says, can Bitcoin be transferred to the XRP ledger? Now, the XRP ledger, which is distributed ledger technology, I do believe because Bitcoin's transactions are more expensive. and you can move it. You'll be able to move. I think personally, Bitcoin will be moving on the distributed ledger technology on the Ripple platform in the next 10 years. If it's still around, it was. But if you're talking about moving it to the Nano Ledger, that is a cryptocurrency ledger, so all crypto can move on to it. So I hold a significant portion of my assets, my digital assets, on a ledger, right? So I've got my XRP on there, I've got my Chainlink on there, I've got my EOS, my Ethereum. What else do I have? My XLM. I've got some BET, some ADA. I got a whole bunch of other stuff. Ooh, Ryu, what is my take on Hedera Hashgraph? Oh my man, that is a new thing. I was just telling people here that I did a whole breakdown right here. If you want to know, episode 43, the big plan connecting dots, XRP, XLM, Hedera Hashgraph, IMF, stablecoins. I did a whole breakdown of that. I did like a crazy breakdown because here's why. And I'm going back to the Bitcoin thing. I'll come back. Okay, yeah, but seriously, I agree with you. BTC being transaction on-demand liquidity, absolutely, 100%. The distributed ledger technology specifically. So I talked about this, right? I think Country D, right, will have some kind of stable coin. I think the IMF will maybe possibly, because I know there's some rumors out there that Country D USA wants to possibly use Stellar platform as their stable coin. I think the IMF is going to use the on-demand liquidity aspect of XRP to move everything and all the money. XRP is not just about intermittence, guys. It's all about all the money. Country Y being China, China being Google, right? So if I go to Hedera, where are we at? Okay, this is important to see, and I talked about this last time. All right, we're going to see who's backed by Hedera. Okay, these are the countries that back Hedera. You got Google, IBM. Let's see, what's another one that was here? Deutsche Telekom, Boeing, T-Mobile, right? We know Google is involved with Facebook, right? YouTube. We guys seen China stuff. If China was involved during this pandemic that we had, right? Things were cut off. Completely cut off if you spoke about China and what was going on behind the scenes. So to answer your question, what do I feel about it? What's my take? I think Hedera Hashgraph, which by the way, they also use distributed ledger technology. So you've got two coins that have used distributed ledger technology. There's two types of companies, Hedera Hashgraph and Ripple Labs using XRP. So I think you have to have competing. So Ripple Labs and XRP wants to move all the money, all the derivatives. They want to move all that stuff, right? What's going on, Real Mongoose? How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining the chat. Right? So you've got Hedera Hashgraph. That's also a Google kind of platform, right? They want to work. And then you mentioned Libra. Libra wants to be a stable coin too. They talk about working with the SDRs that we talked about, right? So when you see this chart right here, SDR, IMF, and we're going to zoom up here real quick, right? Libra mentioned they want to be a Libra, a stable coin with the SDRs, which is special drawing rights. So you're going to have two competing things there. So you got Libra, which I think will run honestly on Hedera Hashgraph, right, on this platform. And then you got XRP, which runs on the distributed ledger technology of Ripple Labs. And then you got Stellar Coin, right? Lumen, Stellar, which is kind of trying to move and be a stable coin. So those are my three things that I think if you're looking in, if you are looking into the stable coin aspect and the fact that they offer these now to the little bitty guys so they're not a security, right? Because Stellar Lumen functions without XLM, right? Ripple Labs can function without XRP. Hedera Hashgraph, whatever they're directly using, can function without it. So those make it not securities, and that's important. That's why when Mark Zuckerberg went off and went in front of Congress, he got ripped apart because it was a private company trying to issue money like Libra. So Libra said, Mark Zuckerberg said, I'm going to go to the IMF and do special drawing rights and be the platform that moves it. Thank you, Mongoose. I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, man. This is my second live chat, so I struggle getting it going. I'm going to do my best to keep this going every Wednesday night and jump on a live stream and just chit-chat and talk with you guys. Appreciate your support, man. Hey, guys, you should all give the real Mongoose a shout-out, man. He is the reason I'm able to trade at the level I am today because he helped me out. He was a guy who saw someone that was thirsty for knowledge, and he helped me, which is why I kind of pay it forward to you guys and give you guys the knowledge he has given me, because I have become a 85% trader now, to be honest with you, because Mongoose answered my questions when I was trying to learn. So, man, so thank you, real Mongoose. I really, really appreciate all your help, brother. So just to go on, so my take is I think XRP is in the driving seat. They've been working with regulators since day one. Stellar, who Jeb McHale comes from XRP, they want to be a stable coin that I think will run on the DLT, which, by the way, all this will run with Hyperledger. All this will also run with R3 and Corda. All these things are going to run together on the Ether platform. So all these guys, for all the people like, it's either this or this or this, behind the scenes, guys, they're all working together. They really are working together. That's why Jay McKell is under that, can only release a certain amount of XRP a month. We won't get into all that right now. So let's answer the next question here. It says, Zanspan, what about the stake coin? Well, let's type that in. XDAI. So we're talking about the DeFi, right? This runs on DeFi. Now, when we say here, for those of you who don't know, let me take a drink real quick, guys. Excuse me. Says, the DAI chain is a stable blockchain payments designed for fast and inexpensive stable transactions. It is used for transactions, payments, and fees. Stake is used to support proof-of-stake consensus. It is the ideal cryptocurrency. Everyday payment and transactions, fees, and extremely low payments are very fast. And the value remains stable at $1 per. So we're looking at a stable coin here, okay? Tell me if I'm right. It says the multi-chain staking token coin to secure the payment later. Staking allows block producers, validators, and their delegators to provide transaction consensus and receives staking incentives to honest block production. Stake is not required for everyday chain transactions for users. It is only required for consistent providers. Stake is also not stable. It's not stable. It is a volatile token whose value is determined by the marketplace. That's interesting here, that it's not considered a stable coin, but it's the first ever USD stable blockchain. That's an interesting thing there. I don't honestly know much about this. It says, this is, okay, here we go. Fast transaction times 5 seconds, lowest transaction fees, less than 1 cent. That's on par with XRP. Digital cash, a stable chain is ideal for value. Okay, a single token, permissionless, proof of stake. So here's my, proof of stake could be an issue moving forward. Definitely could be an issue moving forward, and we'll go into that in another time. I want to get some more information because I know the CFTC and the SEC are going to have issues with proof of stake coins. I don't know how much those are going to get through regulation here in the States anyway, right? The rest of the world, but the States are normally on last. Check CoinGecko. Okay. We're going to go to CoinGecko. Look at that. Oh, we're going to go to CoinGecko, which is right here. All right, so you want me to go to CoinGecko, my friend. What do you look up, Zan? You want me to look up? Let's see here. What am I looking for? Where are we at? I got Digibyte, Engine Coin. There's Hedera Hashgraph right now, by the way. It's number 45 coin at 3 cents. So let's see here. I'm looking. Oh, here we go. DAI. I think I can click on it, right? Let's break it down. Let's see what this does. Thanks, Mongoose. Appreciate it, brother. Okay. So, charts. It's crazy because this is tagged as a stable coin. Right? You see that's tagged as a stable coin, and this is what blows my mind is right here. It says It's not a stable coin, but it's a stable payments blockchain. What are you stumped out of, man? Where's my chart at? Where's my chart at? We got something happening here. It's my liquidity pool, by the way. Shout out to Jose for making me look at liquidity hunts. All right, where are we sitting at? 92.99. I just heard something in my kitchen. You guys want to know what's crazy? Is there's no one here, and I literally just heard something in my kitchen. 1 second. 1 second. That was strange. You guys ever heard anything? I'm looking at the wrong one. What do you want me to look at, my friend? I'm back. Write the code in here for me to exactly look at. Do you know the number? And then we can type XDI search stake and search. Okay. XDAI stake. There we go. Number 309. Okay, you're gonna, let's see what we say here. I think 99% of tokens will be eliminated if it does not have a use case. It isn't backed by a network of companies. Is being implemented or in use now. Well, I don't think it has a future. I agree, man. If something doesn't have utility case, it's pretty much over with. I think it's 100% over with. It will not last. A lot of the ICOs are getting knocked out. We saw Tron with the Telegram group, which a lot of us are in. They had one of the largest ICOs, if not the largest, right, at $1.7 billion or something crazy like that. And the SEC called him a security. Dragonfire Crypto, what's going on, my friend? Great to get the live stream with. Yeah, man, I'm glad to have you, bro. It's pretty cool because this is literally a brand new channel. This channel, again, I've been in this space since 2007, and I never had a channel. I've just focused, and as people educated me, I was like, let me educate because then I can learn and teach people what I've taught. So we're at the number 308 rank. All right, Zanspan, let's check this out, brother. Let's check this out. Okay, so decentralized finance. Okay, community Telegram. We see that. Etherscan Explorers, XDIchain.com. Ranked 307. Let's see here. We're going to go to TradingView. Oh, the widget's not available? All right. Let me see. Let me see if I can dive into here. We're going to copy this. I'm going to see if I can find this here. You said look at the growth. We're going to look at the growth here. We're going to look at the growth. Oh, there's no... Oh, you're not on TradingView, huh? Okay. Let's see. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? I never use... Okay, so it's on BitMEX, Bitflyer, Unistamp, chart. Let's see here. I need to look at the chart over the last year. Let's look at the whole thing, and I need candles. The growth. Okay, so this is max. So you say here it started in... So it just started? All I got is... Do you have data before April 29th? Yeah, this is this brand new? Yeah, okay. It's still got some good growth. Volume was $1,680 3 weeks ago. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, you might be on to something. You might be on to something. Hold on, guys. Look at what he just showed us. Look at the volume on April 30th. 1,485,000. And then the volume today, 17 million. Okay, I will have to look into this. Does anybody else know about this? Anybody know about this? We could do the 30-day. I mean, that's some pretty good volume. I wonder if I can get a better... Can I get a better... I don't like just the line chart. Okay. Huh, okay. I see some movement here. Price was at 63 cents. Price is now at $3. That's pretty good. I think we're already behind. Wow, check that out. I know, right? That's insane. That's some good volume. And I mean that, you know what that reminds me of a little bit is, if I show you guys this, let me go let me show you guys. That reminds me of Digibyte. Like it's a little too late now to jump on Digibyte. Oh, come on, computer. What are we doing here? All right. It's a little too late to jump on Digibyte, right? You have to make sure, Lee says, you have to make sure who is behind the ICO. I have a friend who knows Tommy World Power from NRG Coin, Energy Coin, and he was an early investor and bought 10,000 worth in early 2014. Yeah, that's a lot to do with it. But I want to show you guys this real quick. If you guys don't know what Digibyte just did, and I know it's going down now, but if you look, it had a nice little pump here for a second. I want to show you this. Okay, this is Digibyte on April 15th, a month ago. All right, this is a month ago. It was worth a half of a cent. On May 6th, it was worth 2 cents. That is a crazy movement. And I don't know what's going on. Maybe someone will tell me what's going on in this community. It was at 2 million volume. 42 million in volume was the peak. 45 million. So it went from 2.5 million in volume to 47 million in volume. That's crazy. So I'm definitely going to have to look into that DI stake as well. So, you know, I don't... Sometimes with altcoins, man, it's hard to sell. Like, if we look... I mean, I think this one should actually have a chart. This one should actually have a chart. Let me see a chart that I'm willing to mess with right now. Yeah, I think this one. So if we look, what is the code for Digibyte? DGB. Okay. So if we actually look, where are you at? Here we go. Let's go to the US dollar. Okay. Now here, look at this. This is nasty. Look at that. Isn't that insane? I will, Zan. I'm actually, you know what? Before I forget, I'm going to write that down right now. I don't know if you can hear me making all that noise. I got little, if you guys don't, I always keep, what do you call these? Sticky notes, Post-it notes around all the time. So when I think of an idea, and I'm definitely going to look into this. So let me write that down right now. And I will research that for you into there. So, right. Oh, Mongoose, you know about that too, my friend? So here's Digibyte. So if we're breaking down, if we're just going to do a quick breakdown of here, I know there's got to be a better. It's got to be I think maybe this might be better going BTC. Okay, yep, there we go. All right, so this is the high of Digi. This is May 2017. So if we're just looking at it, and I'm going to do a quick little breakdown here. And so you see this little support here, right? I think this is important to see because here was the bottom before, right? And it shot up and had this ridiculous gain. It ended up having, what is this gain? 4,800% gain, right? 4,800% gain right there. And then it retraced. I mean, if we look, this thing retraced. Let's see. What does this retrace? I mean, dang near 100%. It retraced 90, well, even lower than that. It retraced 97%. It could not go any lower, right? New Creation Cat says, Dragonfire says, Digibyte's going to be a government-backed cryptocurrency in Venezuela. There you go, right? So is that going along with what is that one that's been pumping? Dash? Not Dash. What was pumping? What's been going crazy here? What was the name of it? I'm gonna look it up. I think it's Dash, right? Dash has those crazy amounts. Yeah, it was Dash. Where Dash was at 1,600 something dollars in 2018, and then it was at 187, I think, at the top of the year in 2019, and it hit 130 earlier this month, or back in February before the crash, and then dropped down. I thought that has been dealing with Venezuela down there, definitely with all their inflation. I mean, I think now, what are they doing? They're weighing money to buy bread, right? The dollar that doesn't even have a dollar value. The Venezuela peso now doesn't even have a value. It's just the weight of the paper. And I think that's insane. But you see this pump here, and we're going to go into this. So here was actually the breaking point, right? We saw this pump, and if you got down here on March 22nd, look at this, when it touched. So here's the pop, came up, and then we'll go over this retracement too. I mean, that's almost 100% retracement, right? So here you go. We're at the bottom. So if you bought anywhere down here, this was the bottom of the barrel. And what's crazy is you have a lot of altcoins that have come down here and touch. I'll show you this. So now if you got here, you're looking good. Now the question is, right? This is my question now. Are we done? Right? I mean, we're nowhere near the high, but my question is, if I draw this here, right? You can kind of see that once it broke, it didn't go, it stayed across, but then it popped, and it hasn't really hit. I mean, it's actually right here. This is what it's retesting right now. It's back testing this. So if it breaks and it breaks this resistance and comes down, it comes back to here. If not, we know that this is the next stop for this. And this is in Satoshis, but here's your next stop. Okay? And we can just see the easy, and this is basic. I know I'm not going a deep dive in it, but this is our basic stops for this coin. If this continues to grow, right? So you see here, it's sitting at that basic line right now for a breakout. Now, if we look at other coins, let's go XRP for fun. Okay, you guys know I'm an XRP guy. All right, look at that. That looks just like what? That looks exactly like Digibyte. I mean, if I lay this over, if I lay that over, look at that. And so this is this right here. Look at that. Look what's next. I want to see if I can let's do this in Bitcoin so we can get a better idea. Okay. I mean, don't those look the same? Okay, wow, you guys are blowing. Let me see what's going on in here. We have, apparently it's decentralized, but don't know about it. Bro, big, deep into, yep, thank you. I heard Digibyte was being considered for some country currency. I forget what. Would be a good look at. Zeal would be a good look at. News to me. Can I short it? Don't short it. Isn't it a stake? Not die stake. Google it. Interesting. Wasn't on CMC. Oh, Coin Market Cap. Shorting it right at the debut. The market is smart. I don't think so. I bought into the Referum ICO and lost 90% in 2017. Freaking John McAfee was behind it. I didn't mean to laugh. My bad, man. I know we were talking about ICOs and hedge funds earlier, you and I. Yeah, now we're talking XRP. Nice. My bag is 99% XRP. TAXRP. Yep, let's do it. Okay. So if you see the XRP, now we saw that Digibyte broke out, right? You see that breakout. So if we're just doing a quick breakdown, and I'm going to go back to US dollars because I know some super crazy experienced traders are all about trading with the BTC, but not, I trade cash and then buy more stuff with it. So, all right, so let's talk about, I'm not going to break down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the bottom of the fourth wave right here. So then you had a correction, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Okay, that's a quick little thing here. So if I'm just gonna do this real quick, 1, 5. Okay, so this is the bottom of the fourth wave. When the bottom is over on this correction, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, right? You need to see if it touches this area right here. So this is the bottom. Right here. That was the bottom. And it broke. Make sure I got that right. Make sure this is... So you guys can see that, okay? That was our bottom there. And if we really took it out the wicks, look, we take it out, we take the wicks out, right? That crash and that crash, look, that's a support zone. So that's the bottom of the fourth wave, and the fourth wave is in. Let's see here. I am hoping BTC drops. Well, I want to buy more XRP at 9 cents. I will tell you why it's not going to go to 9 cents. I will go through that in a second. 9 cents is not an option for XRP, actually. And I will show you that here in a second. You can kind of see it based on this. Let's see. Hence all the question about TA. Seriously, is okay. So the Elliott wave does move in 5 waves. It definitely moves, and then there's waves within the waves. It's 5, but then you can have a whole bunch of different theories. You can have your impulse waves, your triangle waves. It's a whole deep. You want me to throw it on the line chart? I can do that. There you go. Yoink. Now you can see it. There we go. Boom. All right. So on the line chart, there we go. So now you see here is the fourth wave. So this area right here, and I'll box it again. Here. Right there. This is how we know this is the bottom, okay? So the bottom is in here. Now, if we break this down real quick to see if you want to get it at 9 cents, let me find 9 cents for you. I'm going to show you this. Where's 9 cents at? 9 cents. There is no support telling me 9 cents, right? The next spot, if this drops... If I take it off the line chart real quick, just so I can see, there's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing there, guys. So 9 cents, it's not happening. If this breaks under 13 cents, this is where we're going, because there's no support built up there. I mean, on that level, I know even if I look at the weekly, there's, let's see, 6 cents. If I break it down to the weekly. 6 cents would be the stop, but that would break market structure. Honestly, that would break a lot of market structure, because 4 is the bottom, right? That's just kind of how Elliott waves works. When you get to 4, and now I'm not a crazy genius, so I don't know how to really break it down in a sophisticated way, but I do know that when you get to the bottom of the 4 wave, that's normally the bottom in a market cycle. Now, that's meaning that there was a wave inside of a wave inside of a wave. So this is the second wave inside of this major wave that's happening. So this is the bottom, and I'm not going to impulse based on what I think is going to happen. Use the EMAs, yes, sir. So we're going to go here. And then you want me to use the weekly moving averages? What you thinking, buddy? I'm going to go back here real quick. I got skinny-my-ranky dinky dink, skinny-my-ranky doo. Load chart. Let's see here. I love you. Oh, I renamed it, so this is it. All right. Gonna go here because this is where I have all my it's just easier for me to go here. So let's go on the 3-day, and let's zoom out. The 21's not gonna work. So what do you want? What are you thinking, Mongoose? You want to talk about how I'm showing how this is gonna break out here when we jump above the 50 and the 200? Because that's what's happening here, right? And you can see this kind of moves along, and that same thing is back here. This is the breakout before, right? When the 50 moved over the 200, that's where this breakout happened. If I'm, I'm not a guy that's going to copy and paste the fractal, but this right here, this stuff right here, I forgot where that's from. This stuff right here, I'm not a cusser. Here and here, that's the same. That is the same right here. And so, yeah, that's a good point. And I'm not going to play Blockchain Backer, but he does great breakdown TA because I think that's all he does is TA. But he breaks it down. He likes to do the copy and paste of the fractals, and that's not really something that I diggity down on. So, yeah, the bottom's there. I see. There's your VPVR there, and again, that's your 12 cents. And if I go back to the weekly, I don't have much data on that. Let me go over here. Yeah, here you go. Oh, for Goose's about the VPVR, you're looking at 12 cents there. Man, there's just nothing there. Look at this. So Goose, 12 cents is my lowest, because if we break 12 cents, man, this is nasty. Like, you're looking at a 6 cents coin and possibly a 3 cents. And that's nasty, honestly. I'll still buy. I'm going to let you know. I'm definitely scooping it up, but I just don't think it's not going to happen. It just breaks structure. It really breaks structure. I don't know, Goose. What do you think, my man? How do you feel about structure? Let's see. Chrome, do you watch? So I'm going to throw my tinfoil hat on again. Following BG13, Ross Van Meyer, MG Riddles. I saw 22, 17, 14, 19. I'm basing this on my expectation the Dow deflates to 80 to 90% from the February high. I watch. Oh, nice. I like two in the Lifeboats too. Let me do this. Yeah, let's do the fib. I think fib is actually the best to look at this, but I'm going to throw on candles. I'm going to throw on my 3-day here. Let's go auto. I mean, we already see that this is a retracement. Get me off the auto. Come here. Trying to get rid of my VPVR. Oh, there we go. That's why I had it on there twice. Okay, so where's the one with all the data? I know I got one with more data on here. Nope, there's not. It does not have more data. Okay. So that's the second impulse. I mean, what do you want me to look at? Because I'm pretty much. Trying to figure this out. I should have prepped this one earlier. It's the log auto. There we go. All right. So I mean, if I'm knocking the fib from here to here, I mean, this is what you want me to look at. I mean, we see our impulses here. You want me to go opposite way? Also need OME. Try the simple MACD. All right, let's try that. MACD, simple MACD, knock it in. Man, that impulse is ridiculous, though. That just kind of kills the chart. Do you see that? I mean, I've done the TA on this. I've definitely done the TA on this before. I should have prepped this. I didn't expect to actually talk XRP. My concept and idea is in the first wave, we're going up to the 0.65. And I talked about that. That's actually where we are on the Bitcoin retrace. When you retrace normally, let me know if I'm wrong. 0.702 is your point where we're going to find some interesting things. So between 6.5 and 0.72, I think this is our first in-pace wall, right? Yeah, that's what I think. This is really where I think we go first. This is my target for the first wave right here in this area, 100%. So when we hit this, who was asking that question? But seriously, when we hit this, I mean, that's your gain on our first. I think that's our first impulse. I think that's me. And then I think we're going to see a lot of sellers, right? And that's not even this impulse here. Now, this impulse here happened in 4 weeks. Okay? And this was actually the last impulse of that 2017. And I remember being in this. I was in this. I actually sold. This is where I sold. I'll show you where I sold. I sold right here at $3. I sold at $3. It hit $3.32. I did not sell, but I did sell at $3. I got out at $3, but I was in again at 20 cents. Actually, is when I bought my first XRP, was around 20 cents. Where we are right now. So this impulse, I went the wrong way. Was 1,400%. And so if we're looking at, and that was the fifth impulse of that, right? And now we're in the correction. This is going to be, come here. Why are you tweaking on me? Come here. All right. So this first impulse is going to be 885%. And that's me. And Lee, it does move on its own rules. And this is something I also want to show you. This is also I'm going to show you. I'm going to throw this over it too. We're going to throw, just to show you that it does play by its own rules. And I think this is important to see, right? This is Bitcoin, okay? XRP across the board, flat and stagnant. Bitcoin impulse 1, correction. Impulse 2, correction. Impulse 3. This thing did not, XRP did not move. Look at this. It did not, and I was holding this going, I want to dump XRP so bad. I want to dump it so bad, but I believed at the time, I was like, it's a banker coin, man. That's got to make some kind of money, right? And right here, after this initial impulse, when it was at $6,000, right? It went from, I remember this, man. I was actually at a football game when this happened. 7,000, and then it came down to 5, and then it took off. And all of a sudden, right here, I was watching. All of a sudden, right here, it just shot up. That's one day. Whoop, down, and then gone. I mean, look at this. So it moved right after BTC moved. Then it had the little correction here with it, right? Little impulse there. Then it caught up. Then as BTC was coming down, right? And I was not lucky enough to sell here. I think I sold like 17,500. Yeah, I sold like 17.5. Yep, right here. On its way down. This is where I sold because this was the touch. Yep, 17.5. I sold here. I did not catch. Goose, did you catch that? If you're still in the chat, did you catch that that top? Anyway, so here the XRP took off like a moon. That's a moonshot. So that impulse was, guys, from $1 to $3.35. It just skyrocketed. It absolutely skyrocketed, and to me, that's insane. Does that answer your question a little bit there? But seriously, let's see here. I think it's clear XRP is being manipulated during the most recent BTC crash. Someone exchanged BTC for, I think that was a glitch. Honestly, sometimes it glitches. Do I think XRP is being held down? Yes, because data shows us like SBI doesn't even move. They use XRP to move all their money, but they don't move it through the public exchanges. A lot of XRP's movement is not through the public exchanges. The only thing we see through the public exchanges is like Bitso, right? So Bitso and here, you guys can go to Utility Scan, by the way, if you wanna check this out. I'll show you. Oh, you're trading traditionals at the time? So you can see here, guys, this is the XRP corridor right now. Okay? So these are the ones that are open. And this is real time. It says ODL transactions for the last 3 hours in accelerated mode. So you can see it right here. This is where it's going. XRP, by the way, and I can show you this if you guys want to see. I think it had the largest ROI out of everything over the bull run period. So you're talking 2016 to the highest peak at the beginning of 2018. XRP had the highest ROI, ridiculous return. And a lot of people made a lot of money on it. And I think we're going to have even a bigger boom this time. So these are the corridors. So this is the only volume we see because these are the live corridors. You got the Filipino peso, Mexico, Australia, and Filipino to US. So right now, Mexico is the biggest. In the last 24 hours, it's moved just this corridor $6 million. All time, we're looking at, what, is that $1 trillion? $1,072 billion, $15 million. So, yeah, Dragonfly, absolutely. Yes, it did. So, I mean, I'm telling you guys, man, like, this Blockchain Backer, if you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend you. Why he's an XRP-eccentric guy. But he's put some targets that I agree with. The first one, which I showed you, which is $2.50 to $3. Then his next target for XRP there is $13. After that, $26.52. Those are his targets for the waves, and he shows it why. He's when it comes to fib retracement and all that, he's masterful at it. So I just want you guys to see that all this is moving. Let me see. Let me go back here. That froze a little bit, so I want to make sure. Let's see here. What website was that? Here, I'll go back. Utilityscan.com. Utility-scan here. You see that? So you can see that. Then let me type in XRP. Let's see here. There was another one I wanted to show you guys. And I just don't remember where it is. Let's see here. XRP mark. Is this it right here? This isn't it, is it? Oh, no. This is another guy's website. He's actually got a pretty cool website. I'm looking specifically for... this it? I'm looking for a specific site that I can't remember. Nope, that's not it either. Hold on. I'm going to find this... I don't remember what I did with it. By the way, if you guys don't have the XRP tip bot, that's pretty cool. XRP charts. You know, I don't remember what I did with it. I will have to look that up. And I will put that specifically in the chat, in the Telegram group. I'll put it in both of them. But I got one that talks about where all the XRP holders are. You know what I want to get your view on? Why I got you here? It's somebody definitely like Mongoose, man. Oh, it doesn't have the. Oh man, is his stock to flow down? Here we go, Mongoose. Let us know, man. I really respect your trading. How do you feel about this stock to flow? What are your thoughts on this stock to flow? I mean, he's been pretty dead on. Do you think this has some validity? While I wait for Mongoose to catch up on that question, but seriously, so why do the banks use the public ledger? So Brad Garlinghouse talks about this, how he's got some business in the Middle East, and they upset about the public ledger. The public ledger is for all of our transactions, us, me, you, the non-banks, right? There's always going to be banks doing stuff behind closed doors, so they'll use the private. But when it comes to moving all the money, and we're talking tokenization of assets, we're talking derivatives market, right, with the NASDAQ and R3 news that came out a couple weeks ago, that's when all the trading transactions that goes on in the stock market, the housing, the real estate, all that has to be done on a public. The banks, okay, the banks will stay on private, but all the money that moves when it comes to how business is done, right? So if we're trading in the equities market with the NASDAQ specifically, that's going to be moved through distributed ledger technology using XRP to do that. Right now, XRP and Ripple are giving the banks the money on the back end, right? They're not running that stuff through because they're making sure that they can buy the XRP at the cheapest. Right now, they want to suppress it. They want to keep it cheap because, like, fun fact, the SEC actually has the nodes. SEC actually has its own node, right? So all these banks are going to have their own nodes. So it's just a matter of time, and when they switch all those on, it's going to go boom. And this is going to skyrocket. That's why, again, XRP is not going to be, in the end, it's not going to be a trader's coin. Bitcoin to me is a speculative, I trade the coin, right? I say this all the time. I invest in some coins and I trade others. Bitcoin's one that I trade, and XRP is one that I invest in. Okay, let me see here. He says, I follow Plan B Twitter. Yes, I do. The TA supports the Plan B. It's a great economist. I think that's supposed to be economist, right? Oh, no, thank you, but seriously. Dragonfly Crypto, is there any way to see OTC for XRP? Okay, OTC for XRP. Let's just Google it. Oh, if I can spell it right. I don't think there is. Let's see here. I don't think we can see that trading for XRP. Let's see here. Nope. That's just those markets. I don't think we can. I don't think we can see that right now. I've never seen it. Has anybody else seen it? I've never seen it. I do know, man, I'm gonna look for that while we're on here right now. I'm going to look for let's see here. That's the stock to flow. I'm going to look for this thing that I was just telling you. So give me a second. Why is this it right here? Is this it? Ah, here it is. This is what I was looking for to show you guys. This rich list. Plan B Twitter. Why don't we just go to it? Why don't we just go to his Twitter? He follows him on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter as well. We'll just go straight to it. Where you at, Plan B? Oh, look at that. I think Stellar XLM is going to stun most people. By the way, I'm a big believer in Stellar. Now, yes, Jeb McHale is behind the Mt. Gox debacle. But I still think... Oh, wait, no. Plan B. Not. I forgot there's the Plan B pill. We don't want the Plan B pill. So this is... If you guys don't follow Plan B, I definitely follow him. I think he's got great information. His stock to flow has been 100% on point. And he just reached 100,000 followers on Twitter. So go give him a follow. While I'm here... Oh, shoot. Let me open that back up. Let's see here. What am I looking for? All right, we're going to look for FX Chain. Let's go to FX Chain. No, that's just a calculator. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to do all that. This is by Masari. Coin market cap here. Nope. What'd you say? What'd you ask me? Didn't Jeb sell Mount Gox to a third? Yeah, he did. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna make that same mistake again. I mean, that was a big poo poo. Honestly, that was a real big poo poo. That was a really big poo poo. Like a really, really big poo poo. Like, oh man. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. This is the rich list, right? This is not escrow here, and then I can go existing XRP. So this is what's in circulation. 35,596,841,768. This is what's in. This is what's not in there. This is what's going to the banks and the people who are doing business with them. That's 35,596,841,768 total. So this is your accounts. 7 accounts hold more than $1 billion. 9 accounts hold more than 500 million. 49 accounts hold 100 million to 500 million, and etc. And you can kind of see this, right? When I saw this the first time, I was like, all right, accumulation. I wanted to get up to be the 1% of the 1%, right? So if we look at a percentage countage, look at this. So 1% of 1%, I guess, this is their balance, 23,225,000 XRP, right? And so if you hold 78,000 XRP, you are in the 1%. So if you're in these categories, that's a big deal. And I want you to see here, this is what I think is the most important here. Look at how all these are flatlining. Some of those are growing, right? I think I saw that article. Here's the biggest, right? 10,000 XRP, 5%. Saw articles how the XRP army was decreasing. But look at this. The top, look at that curve up. They are buying. So if people owe more, they are buying. And I think that's important to see that the biggest accounts are buying. It sounds like everyone here is TA driven. Awesome. Just curious. What do you think about the riddles on Twitter and Reddit? What are you talking about? The riddles to unlock Bitcoin? I need to work on this delay. Does anybody know how to work on that delay? I think that's something I definitely want to do, is work on the delay. I don't know much. You got a link? Can you guys put links in these? I'm not sure if people can put links. I'm not sure. I think I need some more help for that. Okay. What else, you guys? Why we wait? What else can we talk about? What is going on in Bitcoin at this moment? Let's see here. What's going on in Bitcoin? Where's my Bitcoin chart? 93.20. It's just chilling, huh? Bitcoin is just chilling. Where we at? 93.25? It's just chilling. Man, been a quiet day. You can't push links ranging between 92.80 and 4. Yeah, I see that. I don't know. This looks like kind of a mini little double top here on the 15-minute. What's the 4-hour look like? Unless you give you a wrench. How do you give people wrenches? I see remove, put user in timeout. This literally says I can put you in timeout. So if I put you in timeout, does that mean Marvin Gaye and Ross Vandermeer? I'm not even familiar with those accounts. I have so much to learn. Same trade about 5 times today. Yeah, I did too, man. Like, I was trying to catch these swings, but now I'm waiting. I mean, I caught the bottom and the top. I had some good swings today and some good trades, but I don't know about you, Goose. I feel like I hate to use the word feel in trading, but if I really break down my charts, man, I feel let me see. Let me get rid of some of these stuff real quick. Let's get my ribbon going. I just feel like we're gonna touch this spot here as this is our top, and I feel like we're coming down here somewhere. I mean, our liquidation is at 82 on the longs and the shorts. That's why when I always ask Jose where the liquidation is. I had to figure out how to do the liquidation because that's something that I did a lot of trading off of. I did a lot of trading off the liquidation, but we've still, Goose, we have still yet. I mean, we broke out of this little mini, right? We saw that, broke out of that, okay, on the daily, broke up and out. But here's my thing now. This is what I see, Goose. I'm going to show you. We got that nice little uptrend. This is what I see. I feel like we're getting ready to go bang, boom, bam. I think this is going to happen. Like, and I'm not going to break out all the TA right now, but I think we roll over. I think we roll over right here. If we don't break through there, that's a 10 touch. That's a 10 touch. I think we come back here. That's what I think happens. Whoa, look, I didn't even do that. I pulled it out, and that's exactly where we go. That's what I think happens. But I think after that, we retest, and we're up here. Which is right here. Between here and here. That's what I think is getting ready to happen. What do you guys think? It says here. Geez, I felt a big conspiracy guy asking these. I feel like a big conspiracy. I will look into that. I know they do the. What do they do? Oh, thank you for the likes, by the way, man. I know we're just hanging out, just a small. You know what? I think in some states right now, because we're under 10, I think we can actually still hang out in the same room. How are you? By the way, yeah. How are you guys doing, man? Am I the only one that just sits in front of a computer all day or works out? I know I go on I go on 2-hour walks, but in your area, are you guys still on ultimate lockdown? California just extended it till July. What are you guys up to? Tell me in the comments what you guys are up to while I drink and let this catch up. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think I've read some of his Reddit recently. I just realized what time it is. I wanted this stream to be 7 more minutes. We're going to do this for a stream, by the way, for 7 more minutes. I expected this to I was only going to do 2 hours, so 8 to 10 Texas time, and it is 9:53. So I will do another stream next Wednesday. By the way, and I will look into this Bearable Guy stuff. So I need to let you guys know. So on Friday nights and Sunday nights, it's easier for me, and I'm still trying to get used to doing the live stream, talking to people who can't directly talk back to me. But I do a deeper dive because I can answer questions directly with your face, and I screen share. And we break down real basic TA. I don't go all over the place because there's not a delay in Zoom. On Friday night, close of the candle, and Sunday night, close of the candle, we do it. So go in the Telegram group, and we definitely check. Goose, you're more than welcome to join us there, man. I got some people from hedge funds in that group that talk some TA. I got some basic people. I've got equities traders, not just crypto hedge fund, but people who are still in the space that you came from, Mongoose, that are in that chat, and we break it down and just talk about crypto TA, which is a lot easier for me because then I can have some discussions back and forth with people. So join the Telegram group. I know I'm in Goose's Telegram group. I think most of you guys are in that. Thank you. I think it's important. One thing I'll tell people who are new to trading, do not trade directly off what someone else does. Do not do that. Use it as a reference. Use their education. The one thing that I think Goose always got me with was funny. I'd ask him a question directly about a price point. Before we got to know each other virtually anyway, right? He'd put the little coin flip. I'd ask a question, hey, are you short here? Double checking, he'd put up the coin flip. And then I'd say thanks, and he'd give me the little gamer wink and thumb. And it used to drive me crazy. I'm like, just answer my question. Just answer my question. But the more you know, I think it's important because he was hinting to do my own research, right? Look into it, create my own charts, build a chart, look at someone else and compare it. And then if you're not comfortable with your own TA, right, don't go margin trading if you can't understand your own TA yet. Don't post someone else's chart if you can't break it down because you don't know what it means, right? And I think that's the one lesson I learned from Goose. The biggest thing was understanding how to chart that I'm comfortable with, trading off how I'm comfortable with. Because I know there's a guy in one of my chats who puts up gone, right? And I'm just like, he sent me a paper that was like 182 pages. He's like, here, learn it. And I'm like, this is 182 pages on how to trade one type of sequence. But he masters it, so I just ask him, right? Learn one basic thing at a time. I started with support and resistance, and I'm talking to, but seriously here, man, for sure. And I know Lee as well, right? And Chrome, I think Chrome Crypto is in that category. I started with support and resistance lines, right? Understanding straight support and resistance lines, and then I learned trend lines, and then I learned the RSI and the MACD, and then I learned what candles meant, like the Heikin-Ashi versus the line versus the regular candles, and then I added the VPVR, right? And then I slowly began to add other oscillators and other indicators. But I had to understand the basics first. And to me, that was the most important thing, was getting the basics and then going from there. Let's see. Before I sign off, let's see who else here. Dragonfire, you say, with this COVID BS, I just sit and watch and learn about XRP and buy when I can. Amen, brother. Absolutely. But seriously, lockdown just gives me more time to research and speculate what will happen with XRP. I think we're all there. Mongoose, yeah, still locked down on Redondo Beach, Cali? Some exercise, but mostly researching assets and work. Absolutely. Chrome Crypto, chilling on 200 acres, growing my garden. Not much difference on lockdown. Man, that's awesome. Lee, Elon just opened up Tesla. He said he will take getting arrested for it. The police said it's up to the health department to arrest him. That's crazy. Yeah, he's definitely opened up in his California manufacturings, and they just saying they're going to lock down till July. I used to live in Los Angeles, man. I'm glad I don't live in LA County anymore. I used to live in Baldwin Hills, which is close to Culver City, man, if you're familiar with that area, Goose. I'm just glad I don't, because that is just a mess right now. That is just a mess. Where do you learn the basics? Okay, outside of Googling TA, and the basics, I break down the basics on not only in my group, Telegram group, there's some advanced traders in there, but it's not crazy advanced. Some people are like, what is going on? But on my Friday night Zoom chats, there's about 10 of us in there, okay? And I share my screen and I directly answer questions about basic trading, okay? And then on Sunday nights, the same thing. So I let it digest on Friday, and Sunday we recap what we went over on Friday. And then go from there, maybe share charts. It's absolutely free. I don't charge people to do that stuff, man. I make my money trading and investing. People jumped and taught me for free, didn't charge me, and I'm just paying it forward. So go ahead and jump in, man, in the group. And then on Friday around 6:30, 6 o'clock, we post, that's Texas time, we post the Zoom call chat. You can jump in and then see my face, see your face, and we just break it down. So that's the best place that I suggest, because a lot of other places I know are charging. These little TA classes are charging, but I guess when you buy it, it's kind of up to you if you're investing. But I will teach you what I know, and then from there you can build upon it. I don't know everything, but I do know the basics, right? I know the basics enough for me to consider myself a successful trader. But the one thing I've learned most in this space is patience. Patience, patience, patience. So, let's see here. Before I lock out, it says everywhere for months. Yes, you are. Okay, Goose, man. I hope you're still enjoying Cali, bro, man. It's getting crazy out there. Lee says, learning TA is like riding a bike. Mom and dad can help hold you up much, but it won't. But it's up to you to take control and ride yourself. Sick. That's awesome. You're doing that. Glad I found you. Hey, but seriously, man, I'm glad you found us too, brother. It is now officially 10 o'clock on the dot, guys, and I am going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys being a part of this, man. I really, really, really do. Please, if you get a chance, if you're not following me on Twitter, hit me up on Twitter already. Gonna do the social media thing. This is my actual podcast right here. I do that you can find me on Apple Podcasts, of course, Radio Public, Spotify, Anchor Platform, Google Play. I do my podcasts, or all my YouTube videos are also on there. If you guys are not on this platform yet, if you're looking for information, this platform here, PublishOX, by the way, is an awesome cryptocurrency platform. It's free. You can tip people for free. It doesn't charge you, and it's a good way to just share information. You can get my audio and my video stuff here. It's a great, great place to be. Be a part of that. Before I go, do you guys have any more questions for me? Oh, yeah. Subscribe. Absolutely. It says hit those likes. Great live stream tonight. See you guys next time. Have a great night. Thanks again. Great experience. Great job. Man, Goose, I appreciate your support, man. I definitely look up to you. Thank you guys so much. I am going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys. Of course, I'm going to do my sign out now. This is your boy, Christian Israel, and you are tuned into the New Creation Capital Podcast live stream on Wednesday nights. This is a place where we discuss what happens in the world today, where we talk about stories that focus on current events, the stock market, and digital assets. Where we go one, we go all, guys. This is not financial advice, but I always like to say, make sure you buy low and sell high. This is a new you, a new future, and a new creation, guys. Until next time, guys, peace and love. Later, guys.